Hello, welcome to Spotlight on Souris. Today is May 19th, 2022. My name is Laura Higgs, and I have with me Leona Perkin and Bev McGregor here to talk to us about the Souris Beautification Committee and the things that they're doing around Souris. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit more about the Souris Beautification and the committee that you're running. How many people do you have?
Well, we have an executive.
Okay.
I'm past president. Lynn Yonts is our president as of April. Mary Morden is secretary, and Bev McGregor is our new treasurer.
Good.
And we meet 6 times a year, like in the busy seasons. You know, April, May, June, and then September, October, November to order new plants.
Good.
And we have about 12 from the committee, but we have 45 people that do plant the flowers.
So you have friends of the committee. You have people who meet and make the plans, and then you have friends of the committee.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
really good to know.
And anybody can come to the meetings.
Okay.
We usually have it the last Monday of the month.
Okay. So Bev, you're new on the
Right.
group, is that correct?
Yes, and
Yeah.
I've planted flowers probably 10 years or more.
Mhm.
And then Leona phoned and said, hey, would you like to be the treasurer? And I said, sure, I've got time to do
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
you
It's
can
a
move
nice
into
group.
that, yeah.
Right, it's a nice group, and you're already a part of it.
Yeah.
And so it's just an easy transition for you, so,
Yeah.
okay, that's really good, really good. Okay, so you have monthly meetings, and you said anybody can come to the meetings, whether or not you,
We
on the
welcome-
executive, you're not gonna get roped into the executive, you can
No.
come and learn about the planning and what this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And even if you're not a planter, if you're interested in joining our group, we'd love to have new people as well.
Just be members at large, right?
Yeah, members at large, and it seems like every once in a while another spot comes up to plant, so we could sure find you a place to plant.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Okay, so how many years has this been going on?
25 years this year.
Okay, so it's a bit of a celebration this year.
Yes, we decided to build this peacock. It started out to be an 8-foot statue, but it's now up to 12 feet tall.
Okay, we have a picture of that statue. We can maybe hold this up and get a good picture on the camera there. So tell me a little bit more about this statue.
Okay, now this is not the final statue. It will have another layer of stainless steel feathers cut
Okay.
out and welded on.
And layered on top,
And
welded.
later on top,
Okay.
and we're using stainless steel so it won't rust.
Mhm.
And it'll be spray painted in the blues and greens.
Oh, nice.
And
And who's the artist?
Chad Hapner from Brandon, he used to live in Souris, and so he's got good ties to Souris. He says, oh, I'll make it beautiful, and I
Okay.
think he will.
Okay, you said how tall now?
It's 12 feet tall.
12 feet tall.
Right up to the top of the head feathers there.
Right,
Yeah.
wow. So where's this gonna go?
It's beside, how do I say this? When you're going out of Souris down the hill, you'll be looking straight at it, between Kempy's house
Yeah.
and the bridge going into the playground. There's a green spot there.
Oh, right,
And a
yep.
picnic table and
Mhm.
stuff, so it'll be there. And then we're going to be planting a big flower bed in the peacock colors at the end of the tail,
Okay,
so.
okay.
it
That's
should-
quite a place for it to be.
Yeah.
I'll come around there in the dark with my light high beams on and.
Well, we chose there because we've got access to water, because we don't expect the water person, because this area is about 20 by 30 feet
Mhm.
of flowers, so nobody wants to carry water to that.
Right,
And there is a garden hose
Not
there.
far away?
Yeah, hooked up to the creek,
good,
so, yeah.
good. Well, it looks like it's gonna be wonderful. And we're known for our peacocks, although this year I think the town has changed peacock families, haven't we? I
Yeah.
heard that we sold the first batch or give it away maybe to a
traded,
community?
didn't we?
Yeah, I
Did we
think-
trade?
Yeah,
And so they're gonna try to keep them more into the park and the
Right.
attraction down there, right?
right, yeah, because in 2011 with the flood, they got displaced.
Yes.
And they got uptown, and then they stayed there, and they are a nuisance to traffic and sidewalk poop and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. And I know they were sitting in a tree not far from my friend's balcony, and we couldn't hear each other speak next
Mhm,
door. But they're beautiful, I mean, they're a beautiful animal, and it'd be nice to still have that associated with our town, but not necessarily on our porches.
Exactly,
Right? Okay,
exactly.
well, that's good. So this way we'll get to see one
Right.
without having to necessarily go into the park.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, how do you raise money for all these flowers, or how do you get, I know your people on your committee are all volunteers, there's nobody
Right.
paid in that group,
No.
right? But we need to pay for some flowers, right?
The town gives us a grant every year of $7,500 for flowers and the truck and the student water. Although
Okay.
they get a grant,
A
green,
stu-
yeah,
green
green team grant.
Green Team Grant,
So
yeah,
that pays for part of the student.
good,
And then we raise money. We've had to look for money to pay for this peacock.
right, right. So what special things did you do? You said meat draw?
We did a meat draw at the
Mm-hmm.
Legion, and then we applied to Souris Glenwood Foundation, and they gave us a grant of $1,250.
Okay,
And we applied to Pembina Co-op, and they gave us $500 in material.
okay,
And then Betty Jean Cahoot, who I think she was one of the original members.
I believe so.
Yeah, her family raffled off one of her beautiful quilts,
oh, nice.
and they raised $3,500, and we said it would go towards the peacock.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great deal to raise. And I saw some of her quilts, they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
She was a very talented lady.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, for sure. Okay, so what is the hardest job about being on the beautification committee?
Well, I think the one thing I worried about every year was who's going to water the plants.
Ah,
And so far, the last 2 or 3 years, we've been fortunate to get young students who were really enthused about watering and wanted to make the flowers look pretty. And I hear we have one again this year, so
oh,
that's
good. Now, who hires this student for this job?
It's the town and the parks department.
Department? They
Yeah.
hire the student?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then some of the grant money from the green team goes towards their wages, or all
Yeah.
of it goes towards their wages?
I'm not sure how
I don't
that
know if it
works.
would cover it for the whole summer.
No, I don't know how it all works because I think they get more than one grant and they
Okay.
split it up.
Okay, well, that's really great, actually. Kids need the job,
Mhm.
they absolutely. I hire somebody to do my yard every year. I get a student in, pay them a little bit more money than minimum wage.
Right.
Because I want it done a certain way, and because I can hire somebody and they need work.
Yeah.
You know, and if they're 14 and they can't go out and work in a shop yet, that's a really, really good job.
Now, these
Your
students
student
have
needs to be able to,
yeah.
right, they need to be able to drive a vehicle, right?
The truck, because
Yeah.
it's got the tank of water in
Yeah.
it and stuff. It's a demanding job in the fact that it's 4 hours of watering. It takes 4 hours to water all the plants in town.
Mhm.
And we sort of encourage them to go out at 7 in the morning. I know last year the girl went out at 6, but it's easier to water the plants on the main drag because
When
there's
there's
no
no
cars.
Right, you can get closer to each plant.
Yeah.
Planter, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. So.
My gosh, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad that we employ students to do that.
Mhm.
I think it's very important for them to be in the workforce and know what work is about.
Right, right.
You know?
And-
Okay, so what about the flowers? How do we make choices about the flowers? I see you have a plan in front of you. Is there, like, you guys scheme this up? Do you pick colors? Do you do that with maybe the,
There was.
The flower
four-
shop?
No, it's,
the flower shop,
it's
the
4 of
greenhouse.
us on the committee,
Mhm.
get together in late October, and we just sort of, we start with the baskets. Okay, what color are we gonna put in the baskets? And this year it's pinks and denims and purples.
okay.
And I think there's supposed to be a white in there perhaps. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure on that.
And you get everything from the Sadler's
Yeah, all
greenhouse
comes
here.
from
Mhm.
Sadler's, and we pick out all the plants for all the pots and all the beds. And then Mandy Landers, she takes this thing and makes little cards. And so, say my name's there, and then it's whatever Leona's gonna plant and where she's planting it. And so she makes all these cards up and gives them to Crystal. And then in the greenhouse, they pick all the plants out and put them aside for us. So then when I go in, I say, I'm here for my beautification plants, and they go get them.
Wow, that's a lot of organizing.
Yeah, well,
That's a lot of extra, instead of just saying, here's all the pots, pick what you want.
Yeah.
It's really seriously organized. In
Yeah.
fact, for them to have your name on a pot, or I mean, a tray with all the right flowers on it, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
Saves a
they-
lot of work later, too.
Yeah, and I mean, they look after them till we decide to plant, which is usually in early June. And they keep the baskets there for us. So when we want to put them up, which the town helps us put them up, And,
Because they're already in their pots?
yeah, they're in the
and-
baskets. They, like Crystal starts the baskets, I'd say early April probably, if maybe not even sooner.
Wow.
And she keeps them watered, and then when we go to get them on a certain day, she sort of has them all trimmed back, so they're all dead-headed and ready to go up. and
Yep,
stuff.
and they go all along the crescent, and they go all along the main
Right.
street, and
Yeah.
then on the highway, I believe, right?
Not anymore on the highway.
Okay.
That we did the highway the year, they used to do the highway, and then we quit because it's hard to water because you've gotta stop on the highway. But then the year of the Crescent, we went back on the highway.
Ah.
But now we're just on the main street and the
Okay.
Crescent. Yeah.
Okay. Still, it's a lovely attraction when you're coming downtown
Mhm,
Souris,
mhm.
whether you're on the main drag, Crescent. It's
Right.
lovely. It's just
Yeah.
lovely to see all those flowers out there.
Yeah, yeah, they look pretty, that's for sure.
Hmm. So you said colors, you picked colors, and you picked types of flowers at the same time? Or what's the
We-
smile about? Is there a debate?
No, it's the peacocks and the deer you have to work around.
Oh, of course, the wildlife.
So you look up what peacocks and deer don't like, and we concentrate on, if for the pots and the beds, of course, the baskets, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you have to they don't like marigolds, the deer, of course, don't like marigolds, and
They
they
don't.
don't like geraniums and different plants that they won't bother eating. So that's the debate.
Thank goodness, because, you spend all this time getting these flowers. You don't
Mhm.
want them just grazing.
Right. I know last year we planted them on the Crescent, and we had the potato vine in the pots in front of Pharmasafe and by the bell. And the next day, they chewed all the potato vines off. So we replanted and put nets over those two pots till they grew up,
Yeah.
and it was okay.
Became more mature.
Yeah.
The plant, and
Yeah.
then they left them alone.
They
I guess
seem
they-
to, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
But-
Yeah, I know there's a few plants they don't like. I think lily of the valley is one it's
Prob-
poisonous to them, I hear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's a,
Allium, because it tastes like
Allium?
onions.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't, like Lily of the Valley is, we plant some perennials, but
Mhm.
not that one.
Yeah.
Mainly because it'll take over your whole flower.
It does. You've got to have edges on it,
Yeah.
otherwise it's a goner, for
Right.
sure. So you should be starting up after June 7th, and all your volunteers go down to the greenhouse and pick up their named containers to go
Right.
and plant them in the spots they've been assigned, or that
Right.
they volunteer for, sorry.
Yeah, like, over the years, everybody seems to stay at the same place most of the time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And like Lynn will have probably, as soon as she gets home, or she may have already done it, she phones all the planters from last year, say, and are you willing to still plant, and
Okay.
make sure that that's a go-to.
Okay, good. And what about on the island on the two main streets, the petunia tree?
Yeah, that's, Sadler's, they plant the pots with petunias that go in there,
Okay.
and they donate all of that, the plants and the pots.
Oh, they do?
And actually,
Okay.
they donated the petunia tree many years ago.
Hmm.
They were the ones that got the Hutterites to build it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it's nice. It's lovely to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one that's very difficult to water because the pots are like this. You can't overwater them and you can't underwater them. If there's they put their finger in there, and if it's too wet, then they know they should maybe not water it the next day.
Right, right. And then if we have rain like
Rain.
we've been having lately,
They
that's
won't
enough of that.
Yeah, they won't water it for a few days if it's like that.
Yeah.
But-
I noticed a couple of lakes in the yard over near you.
Yes.
Thought, oh my gosh, that's just way too much water. Hopefully
Yeah.
it'll slow down soon. I mean, it's been good for the grass. I'm not going to
Right.
complain about that, but
Right.
anyway. So did we cover everything, Leona? Or is there anything else you two would like to add about the beautification committee here in Souris?
What do you think, Bev?
Come on out, volunteers, come on out and help with
Oh.
them. Who can they call?
I'll call Lynn Yance.
Okay.
My number's in the book, they can call me and I can
Okay.
pass it on. But next Thursday, May the 26th, we are having a cleanup of all the pots, we're digging them up. So if anybody wants to come, we're meeting beside the LT's store at 7 o'clock.
7 p.m. and May 26th.
And bring
And
your.
that's for beautification
Bring your
cleanup.
little tools, yeah.
Bring your garden
beautification.
tools,
Yeah.
okay? Will you be putting that on Facebook too?
I
to
have, but
remind us?
I
Okay.
should do it again too.
Okay, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Maybe if you cycled it a couple times.
Yeah,
then
and like we'll
I'd
be
remember.
dividing into groups to go to different spots.
Sure,
So,
sure, well, that makes sense. Bring your own gloves and your own
Mm-hmm.
kneeling pad and your own gardening tools.
Claw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
or whatever you feel is
Right, we
the
have
best.
bought some bags of Miracle Grow to put into some of the pots, because they need to get rejuvenated.
Oh, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
so.
Sure they do. So that'll be happening on May 26th.
Mhm.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate your time, both of you. Okay?
Thank you,
Thank
Laura.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to spread the news.
It absolutely is. And it does make our little town not only attractive for us, but we have a lot of tourists that come and go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
what's the date for the Peacock coming?
Oh, right, we're hoping, as far as when it's coming, it was supposed to be June 1st, but it's more into June, middle of June. But we are going to have a dedication the weekend of the 23rd, 24th
Okay.
of July.
Of July,
Yeah.
okay. Kind of like your big 25-year celebration.
Yes, sort of,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But we'll be
And
putting
will you put that
posters.
again on Facebook
Yeah,
as well?
for
That
sure.
would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. We shall do that too. We can put it on our access station.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming. Thank you to Bev McGregor and Leona Perkin for coming and joining us on Spotlight on Souris. Thank you so much. My name is Laura Higgs. Have a great day.